Listen up, because what I'm about to spill isn't just another rumor floating around the internet. No, this is the kind of bombshell that's been locked up, hidden away, and whispered about behind closed doors for years. But guess what? The lock has finally snapped open, and who broke it? None other than Thomas Markle himself, Meghan's very own father. And what he's put on the table? Oh, honey, it's something the world was never, ever supposed to see. I'm talking about Meghan Markle's first wedding pictures. Yes, you heard me right. The wedding the press never spoke about. The wedding that mysteriously disappeared from history. The wedding Meghan worked overtime to erase like it never happened. For years, people have been asking, what exactly is Meghan hiding? And now, at long last, the answer is here. And let me tell you, it is way more shocking than anyone dared to imagine. These aren't just forgotten family snaps shoved in a dusty photo album. These are receipts, proof of a carefully orchestrated secret, a secret that could unravel the picture-perfect fairy tale the world has been sold. So grab your tea, because once you hear what Thomas Markle has revealed, you won't be able to look at Meghan Markle the same way again. A blank page in Meghan's past. Let's start here. Silence. Have you ever noticed how, in today's world, with the internet, endless archives, millions of pictures flying around, Meghan Markle's past still looks like a blank page? For most celebrities, it's easy to dig up high school yearbook photos, awkward prom dates, even old boyfriends who can't wait to talk. But with Meghan, poof. It's like everything before Prince Harry got wiped clean. Relationships? Gone. Old lovers? Erased. Marriage history? Foggy at best. Was she married once before Trevor Engelson? Twice? More? For years, these questions have been tossed around, but nobody ever had concrete proof. Until now. And who better to bring the receipts than Thomas Markle himself? He lived it. He saw his daughter's life before the spotlight, before the palace, before the curated Duchess image. And now he's holding the evidence Meghan fought to bury. Her first wedding pictures. And the chilling photograph. One of the most spine-tingling pieces of proof is a single photograph, nearly impossible to find. At first glance, it looks sweet, innocent even. Meghan in a white gown, holding a flower, smiling straight at the camera. Cute, right? Most people would assume it's just a prom night memory. But honey, take another look. Look in the background. The girls standing beside her? They're not dressed for a prom. Their outfits scream bridesmaids. Their gowns, their stance, the entire setting. It's not a dance floor. It's a wedding aisle, which means Meghan isn't some teenager at a school dance. She's a bride. And here's where things get even juicier. That gown she's wearing, almost identical to the dress she wore for prom. So what's the truth? Was the dress recycled? Was the photo staged? Or was it always meant to double as something way more serious than a high school memory? Thomas Markle has spoken about this exact photo, about how painful it's been watching the truth of Meghan's past get twisted, hidden, and spun into something else. For years, the world has been told this was just a youthful prom picture. But behind that flower, behind that smile, the reality is much, much heavier. It may very well be Meghan's first wedding. Why hide it? Now the question that burns. Why would Meghan fight so desperately to bury something as simple as a first wedding? For most people, it's no big deal. Celebrities marry, divorce, and remarry all the time. But Meghan? Oh, Meghan has always been obsessed with one thing, controlling her image. And to really get how far she'll go, we need to talk about Kevin Blatt. Enter Kevin Blatt, the Hollywood fixer Kevin Blatt. Does the name ring a bell? If it doesn't, let me refresh your memory. He's not just anyone, he's the guy when it comes to cleaning up Hollywood scandals. Paris Hilton's tape? He knows all about it. Kim Kardashian's tape? Oh, he had his hands in that too. Kevin is the man celebrities run to when their careers are about to explode, in the worst way possible. And years ago, long before Meghan even dreamed of marrying Prince Harry, Kevin was approached with something explosive, a Meghan Markle tape. According to Kevin, the man in the tape was absolutely terrified, scared for his life even. There were whispers, yes, whispers, of British intelligence, MI6, being involved. Eventually, the tape vanished, buried so deep no one could touch it. But here's the kicker. Kevin, who has seen it all, admitted he was stunned. He said Meghan's tape wasn't just bad, it was filthy, shocking, darker than anything he expected. So let's pause. If Meghan had the power, the connections, and the sheer force of fear to bury a scandalous tape, imagine what she could do with a few wedding photos. A tape is messy, scandalous, hard to erase completely. A wedding photo? Much easier to make disappear. And that, my friends, is exactly why for so long, nobody ever saw them, until now. Now, let's talk about the man who's been called Meghan's shadow, Marcus Anderson. If Thomas Markle holds the pictures, Marcus holds the keys to the vault. He wasn't just a friend, he was everywhere, always present, always hovering, always watching. And people say he's the only one who truly knows Meghan's darkest, most tightly guarded secrets. Marcus came into Meghan's world through Soho House, that ultra-exclusive members-only club where money, power, and scandal mix like cocktails behind closed doors. This wasn't just a place to hang out, it was a whole new universe. And once Meghan was pulled inside, her life shifted completely. And who pulled her in? Not the suits cast like many believe. Nope. It was Jesse Kamal Rooney who introduced her to Marcus Anderson. And once Marcus opened those gilded doors, Meghan wasn't just living a Hollywood wife's life. She was already dipping her toes into a double life. One for the cameras, another behind the velvet curtains of London's elite social scene. Marcus isn't the type to just watch. He protects. He covers up. And if Meghan had a first wedding she wanted erased from history, oh, Marcus was the perfect man to make sure those photos vanished without a trace. But why hasn't Marcus ever spoken? Why hasn't he spilled the tea when he knows everything? Simple. Silence, loyalty, and fear. Meghan built her empire on secrecy, and Marcus was right there, brick by brick, helping her keep the walls high. The official story versus the hidden truth. So, what's the story the world got? That Meghan's first and only husband before Prince Harry was Trevor Engelson, the Hollywood producer. Their wedding in Jamaica? Photographed, celebrated, even shoved into tabloids as the official beginning of Meghan's married life. But let's be real, the timeline doesn't fit. Even while Meghan was newly married to Trevor, she was hopping on flights to London in 2012 and 2013. And she wasn't just working, oh no, she was mingling in elite circles, attending private Soho House events, and moving into spaces Trevor didn't even know about. Thomas Markle has openly said his daughter changed around this time, that she wasn't the same Meghan anymore. He believed the Suits cast influenced her. But the truth, Meghan's transformation had already started long before. She was living that double life, carefully curating which parts of her past the world would see and which parts would get buried. So here's the chilling thought. What if Trevor Engelson wasn't her first husband at all? What if he was just the first one we, the public, were allowed to know about? Meghan's web of control. The real question is, how did Meghan manage to keep all of this hidden for so long? The answer lies in her very playbook. She doesn't just silence people, she entangles them. Time and again, those close to her have described the same pattern. She draws people in, convinces them they're loved, convinces them they're part of something special. Once you're in her orbit, you're hooked. And the trap? If you ever try to leave or expose her, you end up exposing yourself too. That's the genius of it. You're guilty by association, guilty of keeping her secrets, guilty of playing along. It's psychological warfare. Meghan didn't just charm people into loyalty, she made sure they couldn't betray her without destroying themselves too. This is how friends, lovers, even her own family got locked into her world of silence. It's how evidence like her first wedding pictures stayed hidden for so long, and it's why, even today, so few dare to speak out. The private video scandal. To understand how Meghan could erase something as huge as a wedding, just look at one of her past relationships. One lover admitted that after they filmed a private video together, Meghan demanded it be destroyed immediately. He swore up and down he deleted it, terrified of what might happen if he didn't. But here's the kicker. Cracks are starting to show. More photos in the shadows. Here's the scariest part. There are more photos. More from that same day, that same hidden wedding, locked away, unseen by the public. Even those close to the original source have admitted they exist, but they can't publish them yet. Not without protection, not without permission. Just think about that. In an age where every selfie, every snap is instantly uploaded to Instagram or leaked online, these photos sit in the shadows. Why? Because people are scared. Scared of lawsuits, scared of power, scared of Meghan's iron grip on silence. And this is where Thomas Markle steps in. He's not afraid. He doesn't need Meghan's permission. He's her father. He lived it. He saw it. And now he's dragging those hidden photos into the light. But here's the haunting thought. If this is what we're seeing, what about the pictures still being held back? What about the images still locked away? The cover-up unravels. So, here we are. After years of whispers and speculation, Thomas Markle has finally slammed the truth on the table. Meghan's first wedding pictures exist. The proof is undeniable. The cover-up? Impossible to ignore. But here's where it gets even more chilling. This is just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. Because if Meghan could erase an entire marriage from the public record, what else has she buried? What other stories, what other scandals, what other skeletons are hiding in the shadows of her past? The palace might have believed the fairy tale was safe. Meghan might have believed her secrets were locked away forever. But here's the truth. Pictures don't lie. Families don't forget. And no matter how tightly you shut the door, the past has a way of slipping out. Sooner or later, the shadows always give up their secrets.